I'm being locked up because this woman has been basically monitoring me for more than 7 years after she's ruined my face. And it's like, you're stealing all my intellectual property on the dark internet and stealing credit for all these things that I've done. And the group of those flowers just bet me down till they're reigning in society. So I didn't even get a chance. It's like, me as a person that had gone through violence was laboured every day as an animal at the supermarket, harassed and stalked on all these TikToks. I didn't really care. I thought it was just a little bit of, at that point, that kind of stuff was light bullying to me. I didn't think it was like a big deal. I didn't think it was that huge. I just thought it was just a group of people in Christchurch seeing me like walking around saying, that I'm an animal or whatever. I just thought it was a funny joke, but it wasn't. Like, this war was for Poppy, and she wanted all the land and all of my friends and family to reign because the landlord took it. But the injustice is I went to asylum to get away from all of them, and they came over there. Like, John and her came over there with a bus. Her IQ was better. And then they started, like, campaigning about Kiki. And then I'm pretty sure the Indians, too, had a massive thing about me having a rotten vagina. And I got microchipped apparently in the hospital over there. And all the Japanese have been holding me in this illegal prison all these years of a toilet, dirty animal prison with those alligator Alcatraz. And in this time, everything that they've taken is my identity. This is all my happiness that they've subdued me and subjugated me and persecuted me over. But I'm not allowed to use my own talents and gifts. I'm not allowed to. USA was always interfering in me going to work all these years. Basically, the motorcycle gangs in Japan I started all these different contract businesses on my own back. She's stolen all of them. All of it was criminal. Like, you can't just go into people's phones and just steal their businesses and steal their clients, steal their friends. But they did. And nobody's investigating any of it. Instead, I'm being punished and kept alone. I'm being kept tortured. And then I get the black bullet from the black family that I'm the least loved out of all these people in the world. And it's like, but where are your ideas from? Is your spiritual public persona to do with what I was doing? Is your, all the work to do with humanitarian efforts, is that because you're hacking my emails and I'm asking humanity places for help in my situation? As I didn't have mercy because the police really got in the way of me having justice because they were just calling me a dog everywhere I went, and I just had all this abuse from these gangsters or this group of Australians making out I was arrogant and egotistical, and that's not my identity at all. And they just said, God's going to punish you because you're arrogant. Because I wanted a home, they just started punishing me for all these years, these Australians and redheads, and went on this racist rampage that I was less than them. And it's not. What you're fighting is a group of people that have over privileges and over amount of money where one person's just being deprived and targeted in the public. And it's upsetting. As this whole time she wanted reign, she's never let me talk to anybody. All of those girls, the three of them, they've stopped me talking to anyone, and I'm not lying because I went to course and they interfered with me going to work. The three of them, when I went to work, she basically said there's three very manipulative women that are interfering and trying to make you look bad. She goes, I see you come here every day and I can see that you're not a troublemaker. You're very quiet and you're just getting on with your tasks. She goes, I am happy with your work. Just get on with it, and I believe you should just not let them into your mind and just focus on what you're doing. And so I did, but I was just being... What they do is they just use the internet and start poisoning everybody around me, and it becomes very distracting. They started poisoning all the people in my course, at the call centre place that I was like stealing other people's work when they were stealing my work. They've gotten away with it for years, and it's gotten to a point where they're sending men to rape me and degrade me in the public so that I'm not seen as spiritually pure. And then they go to all my neighbours, so I'm never allowed to just live anywhere. They're always holding me hostage. Even in Sweden, the refugee camp got taken over and infected that I was a dirty animal, and the Russians started conferencing everybody in about this toilet video. So it's just constantly harassing and thieving off my life. So you've spent 7 years stealing my real identity. And I'm just saying, I feel like my life is like Girl Interrupted. I just started my life, I've had everything that I wanted, and they just put me in a cage, made me a dog, and want to keep torturing me to find out all this information, who I am, and then built my dreams and my future. And I've been tortured all these years, like that I'm an ugly mutt, or behind the cameras that I'm very lazy and very much a dull bludger. But people are very, very deceived. I don't have choices. They control my telephones. They duplicate SIMs. That's why I went to Sweden to start again. I wanted to be around a network that wasn't poisoned. It was already poisoned here, and I couldn't. Once they infect a whole group of people with a huge amount of negativity, it's very hard to talk any sense into them. As my auntie had already been bitten, and I was trying to tell her, I'm not who you think I am, like, because she was just trying to say, oh, you just need to go kāinga ora and try and be very, very positive and think about new starts. And it's like, my life was always about a fresh start. My life's always been transformation, but I don't feel like I can because they want to hold me down. They're just holding me hostage at any cost, and they're torturing me, and they want to reign over everything that is to do with my identity. Now, I don't like it. I don't like that I'm not allowed to just openly love people that I know or I want to have in my life. I'm not allowed to just talk to people. She made me look like I'm weird for asking for help for any of my friends in my past. But what I find weird is, why is somebody like her going to all my old friends and making an alliance? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, these are my ex's girlfriends, and my landlord's mates, and my mum's friend Graham, apparently, all his mates, and they just all got together and threw me in a toilet, and these other guys, some pizza guys. So why am I the weirdo? I mean, I got followed to the library, and she said it was the sergeant. I'll go under a lie detector, because the thing is she just drives around and goes and silences all the witnesses. So I've never had a life. They've just silenced me since my face got ruined, and they've been using an identity that I worked on and then ruined everything, and then I've just been left on survival. They don't have to take accountability for demonising me, the government, all these years in the public. Like, they're really demonising me. Like, the first time they made out that I was a liar about having a disability, and I do have one, and I'm not simple. I'm really intelligent and witty, but under all this abuse and torture and real like punishments and real fear of what's going to happen if you achieve something, because they seem to be so jealous if you're doing anything amazing. Like, I just made all these, so I was getting right into my art in Australia because they stopped me working. I just started to create all these cool different frames for my art, and they just knocked me out and said, this is Poppy's time to shine, and basically got rid of me, and now she's an artist and they're doing art galleries. And it's not, it's not just that. Then they've got those other girls that are doing it too, the Asian girls that are just being really malicious and fucking nasty, like real bullying, hardcore on all these buses, bullying me in all these different places, calling me ugly all these years, like real psychological abuse. A couple of times is okay to call somebody ugly if you're having a little fight, but to be degraded by masses for years and years every time you're just trying to have your own life is very abusive. It's psychological abuse. And I'm just saying, the reason I went to all this therapy is to change my life and follow the values of, like, I had to find myself again after losing myself in all these relationships and losing myself in family duties. I had to go and find myself, and I didn't know where to start, and I had all this anxiety at work all the time, and I didn't know why something I could do normally every day was a huge pressure. Like, I could, as soon as I came in, I'd just have this gut wrenching feeling every day going to work, because I had to deal with all these people all the time, and for some reason, something in me didn't want to do it anymore. It was making me stressed every time I went into work, and I was panicking all the time, and it just felt really irrational. It's not like every day was normal, but the feelings that had built up all the years of all the stress just got to me, and I had to talk about it. And then when I finally got to the other side of that, I was like, this is actually really cool how much you can unpack and release. And then I just met a musician lady that taught me how to sing, but I didn't really learn properly. Like, I think I only did 2 sessions, and then she started doing some intuitive therapy and got me learning that, got me under her with that, and it really healed a lot. And then I started learning some of the techniques in these courses, and then I just decided I wanted to be a counsellor and went to Lifeline and did it, I think, for 1.5 years, and I had some really cool experiences in there, really stressful too, but a lot of people had told me many transforming stories of their own life. And so my life was always sharing community and sharing lives with other people and understanding and connection. And suddenly they want me to keep me in isolation and study me like an animal. Well, I've been labouring for free while all these girls are taking credit for things that I've worked for and taking over businesses that I was building, and I've just been left tortured in a cage of poo all these years, like tortured and abused and ruined my face. My stomach really scares me, like, because it's not normal. Like, it's really blocked intestines, and they're not seeing it as an emergency. And I think it's medical neglect and malpractice to not give me a scan at at Auckland Hospital, because I had a really dizzy head. But I had 5 Mexicans barring the hospital care, and I just said my head's really dizzy. I even went under my mum's name, because I want them to stop harassing me. Because every time I go somewhere, they're driving around, gang stalking and harassing and stopping me having social life for all these years. She won't let me go. Like, she's just holding me hostage and abusing me. Like, and forcing me to keep giving over everything I know. Like, and I don't want to. I don't want to be under cameras. It's torture. Like, I don't want you filming me. I don't want you watching what I'm doing every day. If I want to heal and just let go of things, I should be allowed to sit and just be. But I've got Kylie being abusive. That's how sexist it is. She goes on, we've got to live to this high standard. Kylie is the most dirtiest woman I've ever met, and I mean that. Like, her room is very dirty, and she doesn't shower for for maybe 2 to 3 weeks sometimes. It's so, they make out I'm so dirty, and like, it's the most time is at 3 days without a shower. But every 3rd day, but usually I'm showering every 2nd day. And they just made out, and after I got poisoned, I was out to it. I was just out to it anyway, and I couldn't maintain a normal thing. And then I lost all my family all at once, and then every day India was slaving me away that I needed to pay to eat in my own house and be on cameras. And I was just like, are you out of your mind? Like, why am I being abused like this? And I ran away because all this hatred was coming out of this place that was meant to be a safe house from me, because Stefan said all the girls at the church fucking hate me and I'm a weirdo and nobody likes me, and started all this stuff, and all the kids kept coming up to me, to my room every day saying, Stefan hates you, Stefan hates you. He says you're ugly every day. He goes to church and gets all the kids to abuse you and all the kids to attack you, that you're really ugly and your ass is really gross. And who's Stefan involved with? Kiki. So those, and and Ruth, because they were basically going, you're not simply the best. We're playing Fortnite and we're putting all her numbers up. She's the best. You're not the best. She's the best. And I said, what are you talking about? And so I'm just sitting there healing and then waiting and trying to call these people for help. And then basically Narita said, nobody's going to help me here. And I said, what? And she just said, nobody's going to help me here. And so they've swapped my passport with her, and she's not allowed. So Kiki's got my passport, and I'm not allowed to travel the world. I'm not allowed to do anything anymore. That's why I'm suicidal. It's so I have done nothing to be a dark, dirty animal, to be put in a dungeon. My homes in Australia was clean. All my photos of my homes and all the flats in Auckland were clean. Of course I get messy sometimes, but I clean up. And I don't like things dirty all the time. I don't mind mess every now and again, but my life was never dirty, not like how they're making out. I just want my freedom to be myself, and so I've got all this oppression, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to carry the guilt. The guilt needs to go on the government. You've been surveillancing me for 7 years to take everything from me. I didn't even get dignity after the first lot of violence. They were filming me in a plastic bucket with all my tissues all ruined from the heavy metals, and I just wanted to detox because it said you dump all this powder into a bath and then you sit there and it draws all the impurities out of your body. So I was doing that, and I didn't know all these motorcycle gangsters are watching me. They'd set all these cameras up. I don't know how it works, if they're selling all the camera to work to the government or what, but it's illegal. I never have consented to any of this fucking stuff. It's really abusive. I just think they're spying on me because I found out that there was a video camera in my house in the North Cross showing me in the toilet, which they covered up, and I don't know why I'm not allowed anything of this life. And this father keeps abusing me in the public, how ugly I am, and it's so he's got my whole identity. He's invading all of my doctors and everything, this father. I think it's John's father. I can't access anybody to talk to.